Happy Halloween, everybody. It's Aaron Christensen with Horror 101 with Dr. AC, and welcome back to Scare-A-Thon 2024, benefiting the Women's Reproductive Rights Assistance Project. Today is the last day of October, so please, now's the time to make a donation. Go to this video right up here. You'll get all the information, or you can just drop down into the description of this video. You'll find the link that'll take you to the platform, and you can make your donation there. And if you're coming to this video later and you're thinking, oh, I missed it, you can still go to that link because that donation link is going to stay live for another 2 or 3 months. So if you're coming to any of the Scare-A-Thon videos after the fact, after October 31st, please don't hesitate to still make a donation because these women continue to need your help and you can make a real difference. You're going to see plenty of me today. I didn't get to post a video last night due to technical difficulties. Technical difficulties being the fact that I couldn't stay awake and I passed out on the couch. So we're getting our video up today, and you're going to get another video later today. And then tonight we're going to send you on your way with a bang with a double feature of Demons and Demons 2, and we'll have a roundtable panel for that discussion. But right now we're going to talk about another double feature, that of Killers from 1997 and The Convent from 2000. And what these two have in common is director Mike Mendez. And while Mike Mendez may not be a household name, he is absolutely somebody whose work you should be familiar with because his films are fantastic. I have yet to encounter a Mike Mendez film that I didn't enjoy. He did Big Ass Spider in 2013, Don't Kill It from 2016, and he also directed segments of the anthology films Tales of Halloween, and Satanic Hispanics. Some of his other efforts include Lavantula, as in lava and tarantula, and The Grave Dancers from 2006. And the great news is that a lot of his films are available right now for streaming on things like Tubi and Fossum, or you can just click over to Synapse Films because they have 2 new releases, one of The Convent on 4K UHD Blu-ray, and then one on Blu-ray of Killers. I remember seeing Convent on the Blockbuster shelves back in the day, but I never bothered to pick it up. Nobody had ever recommended it to me. And it wasn't until my friend Jason Kaufman screened it at one of his Halloween marathons. And wow, what a fun ride that was. Why haven't people been talking about this movie? From the very first frame, we are set in 1960. We see a woman get out of her car, grab a can of gasoline, walk toward the front door of St. Francis boarding school, and proceed to just lay waste to that place. We've got baseball bats, we've got guns, we've got fire. It's amazing. Any lapsed Catholic should absolutely enjoy this. Then we flash forward 40 years and we have a group of sorority and fraternity folks who are going to go out to the convent, the old abandoned convent, to paint their fraternity and sorority letters on the wall and mark their territory as part of a hazing pledge week. And wouldn't you know it, the spirits of the priests and nuns are still residing there and they are not happy. I feel like I've been watching a lot of Catholic-themed horror lately with Immaculate and The First Omen, as well as Alice Sweet Alice over on my friend Ian Simmons Kicking the Seat. So this was right in keeping. Just giving it to the Catholics right in the goodies. This is a great, fun, Halloween-flavored movie. There are tons of demons and gore effects. It's got a great sense of humor, but it never forgets that it's a horror film. It's that same kind of spirit as something like Demons from 1985 or Night of the Demons from 1988 or The Evil Dead back in 1981/1983. And like The Evil Dead, these pledges, once they get turned into demons, they're demons and you have to kill them. These are your friends. They have to die. And all the performances are just a ton of fun. And the makeup effects are by Dean Jones, not the beloved star of The Cat from Outer Space, but rather the makeup effects guy. So if you pull up his IMDb profile, again, not Dean Jones the actor, but Dean Jones the makeup guy, you can see a roster of stuff that he's done. Also, Joseph Bishara provides the musical score. Joseph Bishara would go on to work with James Wan on pretty much all of the Insidious and Conjuring movies. It is just a great creative team. And what we get is a great, creative, fun, energetic movie. I forgot to mention that Adrienne Barbeau shows up in this movie as the older version of the girl who went and burned down the place. And as expected, she is hard as nails and she kicks ass real hard. She is this movie's secret weapon, and boy, does she deliver. The script is co-written by Mike Mendez and Chatton Anderson, and Chatton Anderson also served as the producer. What this film has is energy to burn, and Mike Mendez knows how to keep the horror and the comedy balanced. And Synapse Films has done an amazing job of bringing this 4K UHD Blu-ray to physical media. It's got 2 discs, one with the 4K UHD and one just a regular Blu-ray. It's got 2 commentary tracks, one with the cast and crew, and one featuring Saul and Dickie Boy, who are 2 folks who are trying to perform a satanic ritual at the convent at the time when everybody else is there. There's an 8-minute behind-the-scenes featurette, and then there's also a glimpse at some of the gore gags that didn't go as expected, so you get kind of like a blooper reel there. And then Mike Mendez takes you on a tour of the locations for both the convent and Killers. And then there's also 8 pages of liner notes, which is done in the smallest possible typeface. Come on, Synapse, make it a 12-page booklet, because seriously, I had to get my magnifying glass out to read this. But this is a great bit of liner notes. There's so much information packed into those 8 pages. Highly recommended. You get as much information in this as you do in any of the featurettes. Really well done. And those are written by Corey Dana. Highly recommended. And believe it or not, this film, as goofy and wild as it is, got accepted into Sundance, which totally blew my mind. As good as it is, it doesn't feel like a Sundance film. And unfortunately, it got a release overseas, but here in the States, it kind of languished and couldn't find a distributor for a variety of reasons, which you'll read about in the liner notes. And so it never kind of found its audience the way it absolutely should have. And I'm so glad that Jason brought it to my attention and that Synapse is now making it available to people so that they can discover it as well. And speaking of discoveries, this film, Killers, which is Mike Mendez's first film, came out in 1997. It also got accepted into Sundance. And this film feels like a Sundance movie. It is arty, it is edgy, both in content and how it is presented. At first, it feels like it's just riffing along the same lines as 1994's Natural Born Killers, directed by Oliver Stone. But then it goes off in quite a different direction, and I dare you to guess where it ends up. You're going to be hanging on by your fingernails trying to keep up with this movie. Much like Natural Born Killers, which followed Mickey and Mallory, this one follows Odessa and Kyle James, the James boys, who viciously murdered their parents on Christmas Day and then went on a killing spree. They got arrested, they got put on death row, and now they have escaped from prison, and they're coming to the small town of Beatty, first to kill the family that was in witness protection that had provided testimony against them, and then they decide to take refuge at a family's house, and turns out this family just happens to be their biggest fans. They love the James boys. Mom and the older sister want to have sex with them, and well, they do. And then we've got a U.S. Marshal, Lorna McCoy, who is also on their trail, and she is in love with them. Can't help loving those James boys. They're cute, they're cuddly, they wear skull makeup, and they murder everybody. But there are twists and turns, fantastic screenwriting, great cinematography, great direction, really subversive material, violence and murder and sex. I'm a horror fan of a certain age, so I've seen plenty of nudity and sex on screen at this point. The sex scene in this movie has so much energy and perversity to it that I was actually like, wow, this is actually kind of steamy. So as much as I love The Convent, Killers was really the surprise, and I'm really happy that Synapse has released this film so that it can be discovered by a new audience, because so far nobody that I've talked about has seen this movie before or even heard about it. So I hope that's all about to change. The script is by Mike Mendez and one of our lead actors, Dave Larson, who plays Odessa. And while there aren't a ton of extras on this release, there's an audio commentary by Mike Mendez where he shares the microphone with Mike Gingold, formerly of Fangoria. And there's also an alternate ending that gets included on the extras as well. There's also another 8-page booklet. This time the typeface is not as small, with an essay by film critic Heather Drain. So that is Killers and The Convent, both from Synapse, both available now on physical media, and both absolutely worth your time. And also go check out some Mike Mendez. Click on your Tubi, click on your Fossum, find yourself some Mike Mendez, watch Big Ass Spider, watch Don't Kill It, and see if you don't become a Mike Mendez fan as well. Thanks, everybody. Again, this is Scare-A-Thon 2024, benefiting the Women's Reproductive Rights Assistance Project. Please make a donation via the link in the description of this video, and have a fantastic Halloween. Thank you so much for supporting Scare-A-Thon 2024, and we'll see you in a little bit with a new video. And then tune in tonight for Demons and Demons 2 with Brian Martinez and Rat Vivek. Trick or treat!